Oh, wait. Was I the currency? Yeah, maybe. So, all is a mirror of consciousness. And I see you in my reflection. So I take a note to myself. That's what I do. It may sound very bizarre to you, but basically I'm just helping you to free up your mind and free up my own mind, because this is all is a mirror to consciousness expressing itself through different ideas and through different realms. So this is why I'm opening up new portals here today. If I'm able to open it up, and yeah, I am able to do it. So it says in here, mind fulfills the promise of her earlier releases with expansive maturity, poetic purpose, and even deeper displays of warrior goddess prowess. Greg Tate, Black Rock Coalition. So Black Sun Coalition probably, which gets into the pupil. And here we have some nice ice songs like Humble Me, Prosper, Hardcore, Unafraid, Greatest Threat to the Status Quo featuring Vaughn, aka Baka Benjamin, In the Spirit, In the Midst, Natural Vibe, and Baptized, I'm sorry, whatever. So, here you have it. So that's what the real magic is. And why should I judge you? Why should I judge you? For what? For being yourself? No. So, did you know that your body chemistry basically changes according to who you think you are? So this is why I am a shapeshifter, which sounds very crazy to you maybe, but it's just how it is. And that also gets into music, this gets into a lot of different ideas. Oh, it's beautiful here. Unafraid, hardcore. Like I said, greatest threat to status quo. So this is the first time I'm listening to that here. Side A, side B, John 9, Humble Me. Let's play it here. Let's go. Ooh. Yeah, this gets into magic and this gets into chaos and into my real powers, and this is why I'm very good at it. So I can talk you into different biochemical releases. I can talk you into different existences. I can talk you into different concepts. Because I am that. And that's the real power of spiritualization. See, that's why I'm making up these characters. That's why I'm shapeshifting. Because I do not identify with certain ideas or certain roles. I do it for a specific time, which I choose from a navel. See, this is why many people might think, hey, what he does is crazy. I mean, no, I was just seeing the truth, and the truth is that it's all me. Because it all comes out of my own story. It all comes out of my body. It all comes through the imagination and through the forms that I emit into the realm. And this gets into, what yoga is, what triangles are, what cubes are, what circles are. And this basically is all just a manifestation of God, which is the creator, which is you. But why should I don't know. I should basically not talk about this because not many humanoids will get it. Whatever. I could talk you into health or the mind, the consciousness. And this is why I say all is a mirror to consciousness expressing itself. So there are dark sides, there are light sides, but once you understood that you are the gray matter, I am the brain gray matter. It's what you choose. And this is why these mirrors are so empowering, because you see yourself in the reflection, because you have not realized that these things here equal your pupil. And it was already imprinted in you in the first place, in the first palace. Strange, huh? So humble me. No, let's make it a bit shorter here, shorty. And I know it's all my own delusion of self. But basically what I do here is I fuse all concepts together because I don't see separation. I mean, I would include separation and live separation because I would also tolerate it. It's like, what? And once you get to that point, it's like, hey, this is you, So in the past, the medicine man was walking around with his stick. I'm walking around with my tripod and my cube on top of it. Strange, huh? That's the new era shaman. Yeah, because I could, like I said, you could always learn something with me or from me. So I'm chilling in the shades, I'm chilling in the sun. I'm using my gray matter, brain matter. What does matter? Because it is already all happening. And I am holding up space for all to express. Hey, wait, we get it. We get certain hangout clothes to be myself and to just chill better. And you might ask, hey, have you smoked something? No, that's just my already happening psychedelic consciousness. Let's use color. You know, color therapy. You ever hear about that one? Color therapy, and what symbols basically are, and why you should be conscious about what you wear and what you use. And this is because you become literally what you look at. See, this is the magic of the black sun, the black soul. See, I give you filters here. Oh damn, I have to teach this job and everything. Oh, that's so good to me. Hey, there you are. Gameplay. So who you think you are? Who I think I am? Toys, tools, and consciousness, expressions, and being only me. Yes. So like I said, the biochemistry basically changes once you understood that what you ingest and what you look at, what you sense, becomes you. And this is why, or basically how shamanism works. If you understood that what you ingest into your portals, which means your eyes, that's going to be you. See, and that's why every magic book that I read from was in the first place, in the first palace, myself, right? So everything that I get presented with is already in me. This is why I only get a densified version of it in my reality. Because I already achieved it spiritually. This is why I see densified trophies of it as representations of achievements that I have practiced in my mind. So hey, let's read from this one here. This is basically how chaos magic works and how you connect yourself way better to your intuition. Hunger. Ich saß draußen in dem weichen, dunstigen Licht eines weiteren trockenen Morgens und machte eine Tasse Tee, um unsere letzten Kekse einzutunken. Meine Beine juckten in den frisch abgeschnittenen Leggings, wahrscheinlich wegen der Wäsche im Salzwasser. This is a book from a girlfriend, which is about the salty way. We have here something here. See, you just open up the magic book and then you see like, this is what it seems like today. It is. Der Stamm der Kung aus Afrika. Das Wissen um die Lebenskraft in dem menschlichen Körper in dem menschlichen Körper innewohnt und die man in Ägypten als Rabuto bezeichnete, in Indien als Kundalini, in China als Hi und in Japan als Chi oder Ki, existierte in verschiedenen Traditionen auf der ganzen Welt. Der afrikanische Stamm der Kong, der in der Kalahari-Wüste lebt, gehört zu den Stammesverbänden, die auch als Buschmänner bekannt sind. Sie verfügen über das Wissen um die innere Lebenskraft und praktizieren seit alter Zeit die entsprechenden Disziplinen, um ihre spirituelle Entwicklung zu fördern. Yeah, which means like it's about your inner imagination, basically, your inner power, your black sun, and then you fuse it with the outer. So the conscious and the subconscious, the black and the white, the yin and the yang, the ki, the chi, the battery, the magnet, the electron, the proton, the photon, biophoton, and then it just becomes what you created inside of your brain. This is basically the whole myth to it, the whole workings. And we have something about the goris here. Let's see. Oh, mentors. Chapter 5, Mentors. Nature is very kind to me. In fact, as my friend Faram used to say, nature is cock-eyed to me. And that is because of my mentors. My mentors were very good. That's all I can say. My mentors were very good. Maybe it's true I was meant by nature to succeed at all my sadhanas, but my mentors triggered me up and made me succeed. They were too good. My mentors were too good. So I include a lot of mirrors into my mentors, or a lot of mentors into my mirrors. Speaking about Hanshi in the first place, from Ninja, my parents, my mom, my dad, my girlfriend, Antigona, and my friends, a lot of my friends, long-term friends that I have for over decades. Being a triplet, my two brothers died, so also them. YouTube mentors, like, did you be like, hey, YouTube mentors? I always said, learning is a quest of perception and perspective. So if you learn something from somebody, that's on you. So if you go to university or to school, see, why do you think certain beings learn nothing in school? Literally, they learn nothing. It could be the educational system also, but it's also their character. So my whole journey, it was all me that I basically experienced. But on this way, I found certain treasures in certain people that I included in myself, to my cell phone, to build my spiritual army, basically, in my brain. And yeah, like I said, teachers, also from YouTube, Zen Atman, Danny Delane Skylark, David Mannion, Jim in Awake, Fire Drake, Masroth, Master of Earth, Santos Bonacci, DKO, Elliot Hulse, 13 Beamias 13. I don't. He's from Instagram. I don't know basically how he's working, but it's very interesting. I know it's in the end it's all myself, But Psy Sanchez, and we are basically forming a giant overmind with all these things we're putting together. That's basically what spiritualization is, and how consciousness works in the first place. So you connect yourself to certain other puzzle pieces, and this is how you form yourself, which means your cell phone, yourself 1, 0, the giant outlook. So I include all of also the friends of Antigona in them. So see, I speak transparent about this. I speak about all the people from Ninja. And because I don't hold something back and I just speak openly about it, I open myself to myself, and I open myself to the world. So there's nothing which is higher than me or lower than me, because I observe it. And if you reach that perception and perspective, It's like, hey, you know what? You are the creator. You create. Basically, you create in your mind, and this is how everything else will follow. And every sheep will follow. So I'm the black sheep because I have a black pupil. But guess what? You have also. And this is about shamanic empowerment. John Shamanic empowers you. But who am I to tell you that, you know? Whatever. Let's make some tea. Oh, what should I? Yeah, I wanted to read from Tuan Falun. Yeah, let's do that inside. See, I'm very good at what I do. Although it's very bizarre for most people. I don't care. Because I catch the vibe, you know? I know how to neurochemically produce what you are and how to learn. And basically, this is going to be the greatest thing in future if you realize how to see, how to be yourself. Yeah, so just I'll make some tea. This is how, you know, you mix up waters. You mix up basically waters by putting all waters together. So waters from the government and distilled waters, of course. So yeah, this, you know why I make these videos? In order to manifest things. If you look at them or not, that's not important. Because the subconscious mind is already working in the favor. So when I speak, I pull it into reality. That's what we all do. So, but you have not figured out the inner workings yet. So this is why I'm here. And that's why I tell you about it. You know, this is, and the key to that is being transparent, you know. So the light and the darkness can go through you and flux itself through you. But if you are like, oh, that's me, it's like, oh, ego and whatever, yeah, we need egos to experience ourselves, but it's like, who you think you are, you know, who you think you are, and that's what you will be. But if you take it easy, you're like, hey, you will survive in here. Why you think you're here? Why do you think you are here? For the journey. And if you see the reality, if you see the truth, everybody comes here naked and you will leave naked. And on this journey you think that you own certain things, which is certainly true because it comes from spirit and then you have it, but you only have it for a certain amount of period of time, you know. So, sure, I also want to feel good, I want to feel compassionate, I want to feel life, you know. That's what life is, the sinus and cosinus curve, the in-breath and the out-breath. And on that I manifest myself. Yeah, but sometimes I have to hold myself together, you know. Chill. Make some tea. Let's make some. Come on. See, I learned basically from the best, and I fused together the best. So I'm the beast. Yeah, so let's read something from Tuan Falun. When those who study the science of the human body test this supernormal ability, they can usually discredit it easily. The reason for the rejection is as follows. For instance, a person may be asked about someone's relative in Beijing. What's the relative doing at home? After the relative's name and general information are provided, the person can see her. It will describe what the building looks like, how to enter the door, and upon entering the room, how it is furnished. What he says is all correct. What is the relative doing? He says that the relative is writing something in order to verify it. They will call up the relative and ask, "What are you doing right now?" "I'm having a meal." Wouldn't that disagree with what he saw? In the past, this was the reason for not recognizing the supernormal ability. The environment that he saw, however, was not wrong at all, because our space and time, which we call time-space, has a time difference from the time-space of the dimension where the supernormal ability exists. The concepts of time are different on the two sides. She was writing something before, and now she is having a meal. There is such a time difference. As a result, if those who study the human body draw deductive hypotheses and conduct research based upon conventional theories and modern science, even after another 10,000 years, their efforts will still be fruitless. For these are something beyond everyday people in the first place. Accordingly, humankind needs to change its mentality and should no longer understand these things this way. Yeah, this is basically what magic is. And you, like I said, you might not get what I'm doing here, but maybe some beings get it. See, this place I be. Damn. Oh, maybe that was a good thing. See, I'm already dead. In the spirit. Yeah, do whatever you do. Freedom and forums. This is why, I put myself, sometimes I have to put myself in boxes to just, just be me, or to hold myself together. But certainly these things are interesting, what we do here. But I'm like, why all of this? For the journey? Yeah, somehow for the journey. I hold room together and I hold space together. And I basically put every sign, sigil, form together. This is what tolerance is, I tolerate and I stay humble with it, and this is my diary, this is just my perception, my outlook. It's not that important. Whatever. Do whatever happens, Stay cool with it. And stay hot, And I was doing, so many things. Well, everybody was doing so many things, but I had the blueprint to it. I had the workings to it. Oh, that's sun. You know what I do? I sun gaze with with sunglasses. I sun gaze with sunglasses, and drinking camel toe tea. Yeah, it sounds very bizarre to you, but basically I'm showing you freedom. And somebody had to do it, you know, because otherwise it would not happen. So that's why I'm like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, I do it. Alright. Because in the first place, we as humans are batteries. And this is the whole thing with it, that everything that you thought was outside of you was in the first place inside of you. It was inside your skull, which means your school. So your school, this is why I'm putting you now above me, you know, so you have the perception that you think you're higher than me. But am I higher than you? And that's not the key here, because it is about developing your outlook on it and developing your perception on it. And in the end, it's about a lot of different things. It's about where the ship steers in the outcome, in the whole realm, basically. You know, this because I have the understoods in the understoods about the avatar. I have the understoods about language and spelling and inner and outer workings. I can pull a lot of things into reality because I have a free dome, which is only about the mind space. So I hope MySpace or Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, you obviously come from the stars. Didn't you get it yet? You come from this. See, I was choosing a very different road than a lot of beings. I was probably the only one choosing that road. But that's why I'm so powerful. Because I choose the way to go into the deepest, darkest places of myself, and I was not going anywhere. Because it was already me. And this is how I would find out who I am and find out my powers and find out basically how to construct reality. And it seems like I was supposed to do it. I don't know. But it's just like how it is, you know? That's me. Damn. So let's put consciousness into different forms and into different shapes, you know, shapes, like I said, circles, squares, boxes. And the whole problem with science is basically, I mean, science is a good thing because it pushes humanity into higher things, into but the whole trick with it was in the first place that human projected themselves into science. And like I said, science means equals science, so science of nature. So if you would take a look into nature, you would figure out a lot of things, how perfectly formed nature is, you know. And if you would really study nature, you would study yourself. You would mirror yourself in it. And you would find out that this experience, this journey here, is only, maybe it's the only thing. You know, who knows what will continue or what will happen. But this is why I'm fusing together my knowledge, which may sound kind of bizarre, but to me, if you take a look into the grid, if you take a look into what humans basically do, I mean, it's myself in the end, I know. And so this is why I say, hey, you know what, tolerate everything. And it starts obviously with diet. I like everything, you know, what you put into yourself, what you put into your portal. So the human body is basically an alchemical vessel to experience the realm, or to experience the higher self. But if you would look into like science fiction movies, or if you would look into yeah, movies, for example, where you think the actors get the ideas from? They obviously come from a spiritual realm. So this is why there are definitely different rooms. And there are definitely different realms. So this here is only an incubated system of time where we have problems getting out from. If you would study things like, alchemy, you would understood, like, and that's basically what my channel is about. You know, everybody's channeling something based upon their experiences, but yeah, for example, like DMT machinery elves and psychedelic research. And the funny thing is that nature itself is very psychedelic, because the highest psychedelic forms are coming from nature. You know, DMT is a chemical which is produced by your body if you would just breathe. We can also get into elixirs that your body produces, you know, like that's to the next level for most beings. Everybody plays a character and they don't even know it, but I show it. See, you know what I basically do is, I hold up room and realm for conscious experience of self, and through this, because I show it, in the end I know my eyes are fooling me, but if you know how to see, maybe I cannot even see. I cannot see because I'm the only one here in this gameplay. And I can remember shit which I've done somewhere else, or where I originate from. And I'm like, hey, could you please get me out of this gameplay? This kind of sucks. But then they are like, maybe, hey, no, you can't, because you have certain things to do over here to teach literally humanity. And this is what I do. Because probably the goal in here is to realize your self-sustaining being, and to realize your higher self and your higher education, your higher consciousness, and to pull yourself out of the shit here. See, and this is basically what I study, and this is what I give. And you might be, hey, no, what he does is he's not coming straight to the point. He's like bobbling around. He's just give me a shortcut to it. Just give me something which I can do, you know. And I was telling you all these things. But I yeah, okay, I'm going to repeat the shit over and over again. But is it helpful to my life? Yeah, but this ain't about me. This is about us. Yeah, right. I'm going to say it to you one more time. get into Shivambukalpa. Get into the sun, get into the moon, fall into yourself, you know. Realize your own self, and realize that every diet and deity that you pray to was in yourself in the first place. But this whole religion thing is killing your spirit. And this is why you cannot get out of the illusion. Because the illusion is triggered by you, by your attachments, by your mind, by your mind fooling yourself, and your mind is playing tricks on you because your mind tells you, hey, no, you have to do this, you have to survive it here, you have to get this amount of currency to do that shit, and then you have to go into this, and all you basically do is you experience yourself in it. That's what you do. That's what we all do in here. And I include myself in it because I figured out for myself that I all is a mirror to consciousness expressing itself. And this is why I tolerate it. I tolerate IT, I tolerate the whole game, but I don't identify with it. And sometimes I have to identify with it because I'm like, hey, you know what? This is kind of fun. This is what it seems to be. So, do you know how freaking intelligent I am? And the thing that you might thought was intelligence is only the thing which is the first door that you have break through in order to get to the starting point where I was a few years back. You hear it? You hear it? See? And as somebody has to guide the ship towards something, I'm like, yeah, right, I'm doing it. I'm the captain, I'm sailing it. Where to go next? You know, you don't move. That's the beautiful thing with it, because the compass, my compassion is already in my navel, in my novel that I wrote. So I'm writing the book of humanity. Do I want to write it? I'm like, sometimes no. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, shut this mirror up and do my only life here. See, but I always get back to the empowerment thing. I'm like, hey, you know what? Rise the seeds, rise the super seeds. And the super seeds are in you. Rise to higher consciousness. This seems like this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, alright. Okay, you know what? I garden. I guard. See guard. Yeah. I guard this thing here, and then maybe we have a cigarette later, but I, in the first place, take care of this realm here, and then moin, I educate on something else. Music. I was doing this like a retard. It's like whatever. It's an eye blink. Eye blinking moments. Link's last moments. So, what to do? Enjoy it, you know. Yeah, enjoy the ride. Let's do that because it was already in me. Me. See, I flip it all around and then you see maybe that it was already you. This is how basically you kill and you rebirth yourself. Because all is tools, you know, and as long as you think you live in a separation mode, separated from all, separated from the other, you kill the spirit. And the spirit, the Holy Spirit, the whole was already in you. Cheers. So appreciate all, you know, get dirty, but also get clean, you know. make things a ritual. You know, this is basically what our ancestors did, and what will always be there. I love you. It's all a sensation for the brain, you know. That's what it is. And that's what evolves. Hey, oh yeah, it's 144. Guess what? Can you see it? So I'm totally right with it. You might be like, I have no clue what he is trying to explain me. Yeah, sooner or later the fruits will grow in yourself. And I was planting them in you because I love you. Because in the first place, I am empty and I fill myself with joy. That's what I do. And like I said, I hold up the room, I hold up the realm for experiencing me and you and all, which is mine. And remember that every deity that you worship was in you in the first place. That's the whole trick with the mind and shamanism and experiencing yourself, you know, and to feel yourself differently and experiencing yourself differently. So it's all a gameplay, it's all a masquerade. And I shattered my mask and I put on different masks because I know that the truth is around the world, and the truth is in the word that I speak, because I am truth. Full. Whatever. I'll look at this and I maybe lock it. I maybe don't lock it. I maybe reconsider my whole channel and I put up certain things and I'm like, hey, you know, it was me. So I know I'm doing great work. Because what I do is not understandable yet for many beings. But they will get to the conclusion that consciousness was in them and consciousness was us, and I germed it and I jammed it, and this is basically what, you know, Bob Marley, have you realized that when you say something you vibe at a different level? So if I say, I'm going to be freaking strong, I'm going to be weak, I'm going to be clean, I'm going to be fresh, I'm going to be ugly, I'm going to be whatever. This is the magic spell, the imaginational spell that you put upon you. So this is what you are. And if you look at the mirror, this is a direct reflection of you in that certain moment. And nothing else is there than this moment. Nothing else is occurring. So the history, or my story, mastery, keeps repeating itself because the master was you, and the shamans knew that. And the shamans are the one I get, guess what? I get goosebumps. The shamans knew that all was emitted through them. And this is why I'm so powerful, because I can manipulate reality. And guess what? You are doing the same thing. I'm not better than you. I'm here to empower and help you and give you the blueprint to yourself again. Because I love you. And every so-called scientist and culturalized being lives, I would say, in separation of the whole. And it's, what reggae is, what humble me, the note to self, the imagination to self, and the capacity to see life. I love you. I'm out of here. Truthfulness, compassion, tolerance. Done.